This is the final chance for the world's best triathletes to boost their world title chances before the grand final in Australia next month. And with a men's field spearheaded by Germany's Henry Graf, who produced that shock win in Karlovy Vary in Czechia less than a fortnight ago. We began the quest in the UAE, where Lisa Tersch and Hayden Wild were first across the line. Then we went to Yokohama, a million miles from here. Alghero was next, making its debut on the circuit. Hamburg, of course, we've been going there for many, many years. Matt Hauser, another victory. He's dominated the series on the men's side, although not here today. He won again on the French Riviera, and then a couple of weeks ago, Henry Graf with that shock victory, and he is in the field here today. Weihai, where we've landed for this race, and just one more to come. It's the grand final in Wollongong near Sydney in the middle of next month. My name's Trevor Harris alongside Helen Jenkins. It will be interesting to see, Helen, how Henry Graf follows up that victory from a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's really tough to back up your first win. There's all the emotions that come with that win, the high and then the low, the long haul travel he's had in between. But he's a fantastic athlete, and what he's done this season to come away with your first win as well has been hugely impressive. So I'm looking forward to see how he bounces back from that victory.
Yeah, Devey we've mentioned. A couple of others to talk about. Max Studer, for one. It's his first World Triathlon Championship Series race of the season, but he's the new European champion. And he has got some form here. He won a silver in Weihai when it was a World Cup event back in 2019.
And we've got Morgan Pearson. So again, he's one of the only other men in the field that's won a World Series with Henry Graf. I mean, who knows what form Morgan Pearson is in. If he shows up in good form, he can win the race, and sometimes we see him be way down the field. He did have a crash in Karlovy Vary, so he really wants to come back and have a good race. I think he's got good form. He just wants to show it.
He's due, I think you can say. 37 men in total. There is no Ricardo Batista, unfortunately, and also Taylor Reid of New Zealand not racing this morning. Here's how it all stands. Matt Hauser will remain top of the shot whatever happens here, even though he's not competing in Weihai, and it's all building towards that grand final in a month's time. It's really a crucial part of the season here. So away we go. The penultimate World Series race of the season is underway here in Weihai. Brand new course, and it does look one of the most open races of the season.
I think the field might be missing Matt Hauser today as well, because he's been one of those swimmers that's led, especially that first part of the swim. He's normally at the first athlete to the first boy, and then at some point Mark Devey comes past and takes them through to the exit. With the field being so wide open, so many of that top 10 missing, there's got to be athletes here knowing that this is such a good opportunity to get that first World Series medal or really shift your ranking up heading towards the series final.
Mark Devey very rarely has too many people in front of him in the water, and 7.5 minutes in, as you would expect, he's turning on the style, the Hungarian. A surprise if he wasn't, wouldn't it? Kropko's right there. Hojo, good swim. Henry Graf, exactly where he would want to be.
There's so many extra points available at the series final. It really can shift their rankings at the end, which makes it really exciting, doesn't it? We've got athletes going in. I mean, Matt Hauser sat there at the top. This could, if Henry Graf does well today, he could put himself a little bit further up. But yeah, things always change in that series final. I think this front group would be very pleased that David Cantero is not in the pack, as he is one of the fastest runners at the moment. And I say, with this longer run from swim to bike, if you are a good runner, you can close down a few places here. You can see, as you see Max Studer there in the red, he just passed two people. Yeah, that gap really opened up, didn't it?
Yeah, so still 25, but then there's a 40-second gap back to the rest.
But Henry Graf doing what he's done in every race this year is really just trying to show that bike strength. You mentioned earlier that mixed team relay back in Abu Dhabi, which was in February. He rode the whole bike on his own in that there, managed to bring the Germans home for a win. There's a few that maybe just can't go with this pace.
Yeah, we suspected it might splinter, and that's exactly what's happened. Just to reiterate, 8 laps, 5 kilometres each lap.
There's John Reid. They might get back on the corner on this turn here. And it is just this point, you've got to be so mentally tough because your body is actually just screaming at you, just slow down and stop, because he's going to have to do everything he can to get himself back on, which he has. But the problem is now, if somebody does have an attack off the front, it's how much have you got left to go with it.
There's a lot of looking around, isn't there?
I think of who's going to come through, who's actually going to come through and pull some turns.
These are the chasers losing time.
Connor Bentley's gone off the front of this group, just so slightly up the road, a little bit frustrated maybe he's doing a lot of the work on his own. I'm impressed with John Reid though. I really thought he wasn't going to get back at one point. He had that look behind us like, oh no, he's not going to make it back on, but he really did weather that storm and he got back into the group.
Yeah, we know how well he runs. If he gets off the bike with these guys, he's got every chance.
Yeah, that's continuing to go out. So for this front group, that's why there's not a huge impetus here for them all to work together, because that gap's going out, it's going in the right direction. A Hungarian athlete gone off the front. One of the Devays. Morgan Pearson just following.
You can see
frustration. Yeah, they're closing down.
Yeah, the third group's going to catch on.
So they're at the last bike to it, they're at a minute, so they're actually gaining time on the front. I mean, it's still a big gap, it's still a minute 20. But it has started coming down. It started going in the right way for the chasers.
A little look back from Pearson just to see how much damage they've managed to do, these two.
I said the last split we had, it was 7 seconds, but I'd say it's more than that now.
That's the biggest gap we've seen by a mile. So they're pretty much back together again as they come round, and they're going to take the bell here with 5 kilometres to go. And then a 10k run.
They've managed to get a bit of a gap, Studer and Kleindl. And then at this point, has anyone got the appetite to do any more chasing? There's been a lot of chasing, hasn't there?
Yeah, this might be brilliantly timed, actually.
And I think this is a good position for Studer. We don't often see him at the front, especially in the World Series, at the front of the races, really pushing on the pace. So he's probably excited to be there. And especially if he knows he's in good run shape. He did a 5k PB recently, over the summer. So definitely in good run shape. And had a good swim today too.
Yeah, and I think also, I mean, the confidence of becoming European champion, huge. So many had had a go, and maybe the brightest guys were the ones who were just sitting in and maybe have more in their legs for the run.
I know, and it takes a certain patience to do that as well, because you almost sometimes feel a bit guilty if you're not contributing to the effort, or you controlling that kind of desire to just smash it and actually try and pull people back. To remain calm is under pressure is tricky.
Only an hour and 10 into the race. It's really quick. Oh, and problems for Smith. He's dropped his bike.
Good the shoes are still attached, because otherwise he would have had to go back and grab the shoe. That's always... I think I remember Tom Bishop's shoe coming off in Hamburg when you had to go back and get it. Oh, Graf just struggling to get that shoe on.
All these little things make so much difference, and they've got themselves a decent advantage over the main pack just coming in.
That's really gone out, isn't it? It was 15 seconds last split, but up to 25.
So the new European champion is front and centre here. Matt Studer's first World Series race of the season. So far, it's gone like a dream. We've been waiting for a race, haven't we, at this level, where Reid's had a decent bike, just to see what he can do on the run now. He's kind of at the business end.
Luke Williams, Dar Smith. Luke Williams moved through really well, isn't he? But so he was so confident in that interview earlier. There's Graf, Kleindl, so they're the next ones on the course, aren't they?
That's a sizable gap.
I mean, he's put in a good bit of time there to Graf and Kleindl, considering they all went out pretty much at the same time. It was Dar Smith, wasn't it, who dropped his bike and did lose a bit of time back in transition. And the thing is, with Graf, we know that he can run on his own. We know that he's from Parliament. I mean, how well did he do there to be out front leading, found his own rhythm, kind of got into it. In back studio, it looks like he's sprinting. He looks, doesn't he? He looks like he's all out already. He looks fantastic. I mean, if he's getting those splits, then it's going to be hugely positive and motivating for him. Pearson has managed to run up to them, but he does look under pressure now for this big push from Reed to get to Graf. How is Henry Graf going to be able to react? Is he going to be able to stick with this group?
Surely couldn't have expected the race to pan out like this.
Well, I was just thinking that, because it's interesting what Henry Graf said, that he just kept running. And it's only at 5K he really kind of thought, oh wow, yeah, I could do something here. So yeah, it's that mental side, isn't it, of how much you want to just stay in the moment, or let the excitement kind of push you along as well. But Morgan Pearson's been dropped at this point. He did well, he ran back onto them, but the pace that John Reed is setting to catch up to Henry Graf, and it's put Pearson under pressure, and he's dropped off this group.
Studer has 5,000 metres to go. He's never won any kind of medal at this level, let alone a gold.
John Reed is doing this the hard way as well, so I don't think he's come off the front for the last 2 kilometres, maybe more. Yeah, Williams lost a little bit. He's already in a 4th this year, isn't he? 4th in Alghero this year. I'm sure he'd love a podium to lead him into Wollongong, but it's really going to have to dig in to try and get back onto Reed and Graf.
Well, we haven't seen Studer look back once. He hasn't had to.
No.
There's been no one anywhere near him, to be honest.
It's the first time Graf has gone in front of Reed. I say Reed has done so much of the work over this, pretty much since they've been chasing. Since he caught Graf, he's been sat on the front.
So he's got about a mile to go in old money. Max Studer, just about 4 laps of an athletics track. And Graf now has some serious daylight over John Reed. It's his first World Triathlon Championship Series race of the season, and he's wondering what's the fuss all about. His first ever podium, and it's going to be the top step. Studer wins for Switzerland in 1 hour and 40.
Unbelievable. I mean, look at that gap. Absolutely huge. I don't think you can quite believe it. And that's Henry Graf coming through.
Yeah, so Graf, having one last time out in Karlovy Vary, backs it up with a silver here, and he's right in contention for the podium overall in Australia. And John Reed's first ever medal at this level. The American takes the bronze.
John Reed went really deep there. He looked a bit wobbly as he came across the line. It's hot out there, it's humid, and he's really pushed himself to the limit. That's a really solid result there for Luke Willian in 4th position as well. You can see he's really hurting, but another 4th this season. Morgan Pearson, he's sprinted in. He's going to keep that 5th ahead of David Cantero, who's had a fantastic run to run through from that 2nd group.
I'm still struggling. It's quite emotional. It not has been always easy, but my family and everyone who supported me, and my girlfriend Alanis and everyone around me who supported me in the tough times, and now to be able to pull something off like this is just unbelievable. And my coach Brett Sutton and the Chinese team who supported me here in China, and to come here a little bit like a second home race. No, it's just amazing, and I'm super happy. What helped a lot was the European Championship. I had a lot of doubts in my mind, and then have there such a great performance, and then come here and repeat the same again. It's just unbelievable. Yeah,
I was struggling quite a bit alone, but then when John came by and Luke, I was feeling better lap by lap, and in the end I'm super happy. I can really feel like I can race over the 10K and not just survive. So I mean, John is one of the fastest runners in the field. So to win against him in the end was amazing.
I've got to say, at the start of that bike, I thought you were in a bit more trouble. I saw you coming off the back, and how much did you have to work to get back on?
Yeah, it was really hard. It's a flat course, and I'm not the biggest guy. So there's a lot of power, and I was just kind of off the back, out of transition. And I knew nobody was behind, and I just had to sell out every hill out of the saddle, just pushing as much as I could, just fighting to try and get onto someone, and I finally did, and then it was like, okay, and then just kind of get back into it from there. I like to set the pace, maybe not the smartest thing, but just tried to control it from there, and slowly I think we kind of popped Luke, and Morgan was on for a little bit, and that was a little scary. It's never fun running with her. I like running with Morgan, but not in a race. Yeah, and then Henry made a move kind of on the downhill, and I was cooked. I couldn't really follow. So
Just confirming those results. Luke Willian just missing the podium. Morgan Pearson did well to hang on in the end. Look at that run time for David Cantero. 30 minutes dead almost. Fastest man on the course. You wonder what might have happened if the swim had gone a little bit better.
Yeah, no, he's another one that maybe that podium's coming, but I think it's, again, people know, don't they? And when you've got that bike strength in the front from Graf, De Vey, Kindle, then you can't afford to even be a few seconds off on the swim. As some of these athletes found out today, didn't they? They were just there and didn't quite make it. I think John Reid did really well to weather that storm. He was almost off the back and well deserved to get that third place. As he rode incredibly well today.
Both Pirtle brothers in the top 30. That is the final page. Confirmation that Max Stapley pulled out and Yu Tung was lapped on the bike, as you may have seen if you were with us earlier. Well, certainly you could argue this has been the most impressive performance of the season in the World Series.
Oh, one of the biggest surprises.
Yeah. A shock. But it was the manner of the victory, but probably even more surprising than the fact that Studer was first across the line. Well, we knew that Matt Hauser was always going to remain top of the shop, whatever happened. Henry Graf, though, stays fourth, but look at the gap between him and Velasa in third. It's, what, just over 100 points, and with more points on offer for the grand final, that's potentially, well, he could get a medal of any colour, because nothing is guaranteed in the grand final.
Matt Studer's moved his way up as well, just outside the top 10 now.
And one of the things this year, there haven't been too many podiums that have been predictable. And this certainly wasn't today.
No, definitely not.